Hello, everybody. Hope you're doing all right. Please share this, and we'll get this weather update going. It's about 12:24 Saturday afternoon, so keep sharing. And forgive me if I keep looking over this way. I've got Texas and Oklahoma State on. I'm really confused as to who to root for on that one. I guess you got to go Oak State on that one. It's one of those lose-lose with situations. Everybody keep on sharing and tweeting. Listening from the Arkansas State Fair Hog Show right now is Angela. Alan Jones is here for Little Rock. B Branch, Donna Hall. Jessieville's here. Anita Wilmoth. Wilmoth, yes. Hello from Prescott. That's Pamela. So I'm going to talk about the severe weather tonight. Secondary severe weather season. And I'm going to later today have a post, probably later this afternoon, about the blast of cooler air coming in next week. From southern Arkansas, El Dorado is here. Cabot, Sheridan. We have Destiny Mosley here. We also have Nashville, Veronica Russo, I believe. I flew right by the screen. Norphlet, South Central Arkansas. So keep on sharing. Share. It's in commercial break, so we can get into this, right? Shall we? All right, there it is. The risk overnight. It's important. We're going into our secondary severe weather season, and a lot of we haven't had much severe weather lately, so we're not in that frame of thinking about severe weather. You need a way to get warnings tonight, especially across central, western, and northern Arkansas for tonight. Now, the worst of this is going to be in Oklahoma, most likely. But the risk area has actually expanded further towards the east. The enhanced risk now includes portions of northwest Arkansas, not quite into the Channel 7 viewing area. Slight risk here for areas north and west of the Little Rock metro area, right along the I-30 corridor up through Garland County, and then takes more of a northward jog up and includes portions of north central Arkansas. So what this right here doesn't tell you much. It's just that's where the risk for severe weather. So let's break this down. Then we're going to go through the exact timing of all of this. We need the rainfall, by the way. And a lot of people, when I tell people this statistic, they think, no, Todd, you're wrong. And I even had one guy go after me crazy. It was nuts over a statistic. He thought I was an idiot and thought I was wrong. But, I mean, the numbers don't lie. They're right there to look at. But anyway, November is the wettest month of the year on average, according to the 30-year climatological averages. It's not March, April, or May. It's November, the wettest month of the year for Little Rock. Not by much. I wish I would have included that graph. But anyway, so what are the risks? Well, this is the severe wind threat. And when we say severe wind, we're talking about winds 58 miles per hour or greater. Low threat for the metro. Great news. But again, you go north and west. It's a medium to even a high threat for severe winds. So where you have severe thunderstorms, where you have thunderstorms, there's a high threat for severe winds. What about the tornado threat? That's low. If there's going to be tornadoes, I would expect that to be well out towards the west. You can never rule anything out. I mean, you never say never. But it's a very low threat. Hail, further out towards the west, where there's a high threat, out towards right through the center of Oklahoma, right along the I-35 corridor. So let's break down those threats for tonight. Hail low, tornado low, flooding low. We need that rain. I'm going to take questions in just a little bit. The wind threat is categorized as medium. So let's see if I hope this works. HRRRRRR, the pirate model. R. Anyway, so this has a habit of overdoing precipitation or the intensity of it. So you see some pockets of rain, and I think there could be some showers. This is at 7:30 tonight. So you have the game going on Fayetteville, showing things mostly dry. And I think this is probably overblown just a little bit, all of this storminess right in that area. But the one thing I want you to see is the position of this. See all these thunderstorms developing out here towards the west? That's to watch, and that's at 7:30, and they're still way out west. A couple of showers possible during the Fayetteville game up at Fayetteville, but this is 2 o'clock in the morning. And I think this has got a pretty good handle on things as far as the time. So 2 a.m., it's just edging into the Channel 7 viewing area at 2 a.m. So you're talking about Logan County, Scott County getting into the Channel 7 viewing area at that point. And it really has this part of it kind of losing some of its punch. This is just a model. and maybe more of a threat in that area for high winds. Again, this is just one computer model. Whoa, I did not mean to do that. Let me go back. Okay. Oh, nope, that's as far out as it goes. I did mean to do that. That is the HRRR. That's as far out as it goes right now. I should know better. 2 a.m. So that's what that looks like. Now we go to the RPM, which I've never been a big fan of this computer model, but it does line up fairly well with the HRRR. And this is at midnight. There's a couple of scattered showers around. So during the Fayetteville game, there could be a couple of showers, but the worst of this is going to wait till after the game, unless it goes way into overtime. So there's the line right in there, the leading edge of it. And where you see where there's very little, just look at this. I'm going to try to zoom in on this. Do you see how there's a gradient between nothing and a lot? I guess that's kind of the rude, or not rude way, but the crude way of putting it, where there's a sharp rainfall gradient. That's indicating there's most likely going to be a lot of wind energy with this, a very intense squall line. So a lot of wind energy with this. So by 5 a.m., you can see these areas that may bow out a little bit. Those may be areas where the winds are enhanced. So if you're wondering about when this is going to come through the metro, this is at 5 o'clock in the morning. I would say between 4 and 6 a.m. coming through the Little Rock metro area, but watch how it falls apart. It really loses its punch once it does so. And that lines up well with the risk area, which is primarily in here. So tomorrow you're wanting to know about rain chances. It's primarily in the morning. Now, there's rain in Arkansas all day long tomorrow, but at least the heaviest stuff is going to be early in the morning. And that is it. Anybody got any questions? Let's go through some of the comments here. No, somebody doesn't want, I don't want flooding anywhere in Boyle Park. There's going to be areas of locally heavy rainfall. Justin Carter, snow? No snow out of this. So my advice is just to have a way to get warnings. No weather radio, or sign up for Weather Call 7 at KTV.com. Watching from St. Charles, Arkansas. In St. Charles, you need a way to get warnings. Anybody have any questions? So this is not going to be an outbreak of severe weather, but I would expect tonight, I expect a severe thunderstorm watch to be issued. At least a severe thunderstorm watch. I think that's probably the route that it'll go tonight. And the main threat will be gusty winds. You can never rule out an isolated tornado, but the threat does look quite low. But severe thunderstorm winds, remember, coming through tonight. And then weakening as it gets towards the metro. Seven to 7. There's the mullet on the sideline. I don't get it. I just don't get the Mike Gundy mullet. I don't get it. How's Conway looking? You can go back and watch this. If you want to see the tentative first frost, historically there's a map on the Arkansas weather blog for more than 50 locations across the state where you can go see the average first frost and freeze, average yearly snowfall, the average date of the first snow. Now, the average date of the first snow, this was done by NOAA, and I really questioned some of the places. It had some places in southeast Arkansas where it had the average date of the first snow in November, and I thought, no, it was weird. But I put it in there, so I thought that can't be right. In southeast, I was like, that just doesn't make any sense. We are going to have 2 rounds of very cold air for this time of the year. Remember, we're talking relative to the month, to the time of the year. A front comes in and delivers that punch Tuesday. This is something we talked about on the Arkansas weather blog back on October the 10th, I believe. So it's been almost it's been a week and a half, 2 weeks ago that we were talking about the last week of the month. We would have the chance for a couple rounds of cold air, and we have one coming in by Tuesday and Wednesday. Then there's going to be a brief spike in temperature, and then it comes back down again by the end of next week. So, and that's going to be part of my next blog post that you're going to see on the Arkansas weather blog. So if you're wondering about your particular town, and tonight it's impossible to say, first frost in Little Rock, Dean, look on the Arkansas weather blog. I think it's the average date is on November 3rd. But anyway, if you're wanting to know about your particular town and with the way the radar looks or should look, these future radar, these simulations that we show you, You can go back and watch this video. As soon as it's done, it'll automatically post back to the web. How many inches would Central Arkansas need to get out of the burn ban? That's a great question from Brandon, and it's one that I can't answer. County judges are the ones who are responsible for putting out those burn bans and then for taking them away. So I don't know how many inches, but we would need a good rain. And there's that possibility. So this should be a good enough rain that some counties will probably come out of that burn ban. We'll see. Some may stay, but that's not up to us. But this is the type of rain typically, based on what I've seen in the past, typically we see that the burn bans start to come down. Fog tonight on I-40. I doubt it. The biggest problem you're going to have on I-40, Michael, coming down I-40 if you're going up to the game and coming home, you may be able to beat a lot of that in, most likely. But it's going to be rainfall and restricted visibility due to darkness. It's going to be nice. Anyway. When the judge's grass turns green, Deanie Vic says, yeah, that's when they cancel the burn bans. All right. I think that we've knocked it all out. Again, Arkansas Weather Blog, I'm going to put something together here detailing the rounds of cooler air coming in. Shannon Russell, when will it snow in Conway? Come on, help me out here. I can't do that. I wish I could. All right. Thank you very much for coming here, everybody, and stay with Channel 7 throughout the day. We'll have the newest information coming up at 6 or after whenever that ball game ends, and then after the late ball game as well. We'll have Channel 7 news, and we'll stay with us at ktv.com and on social media.